is for you. Maybe you need more than a blanket to sit up on. You can see what feels good to you, finding that compassionate inner voice already of how would you like to sit? What is a compassionate way for you to be seated? I'm going to turn on this light just in case that helps a little bit. Alrighty. So taking your seat, taking in awareness of your physical form in the space that you're in as you begin to deepen your breath. And you might have that little constriction, if you can hear me, at the back of your throat, to cultivate ujjayi breathing, which is just a little audible breath. It helps to slow down the breath. So as you're breathing here, cultivating a bit of awareness around what a miracle it is that you are even here. That you have been blessed to take human form in this lifetime. We're kind of going into Buddhist thought today, so that's kind of a Buddhist phrasing that I just used. And how amazing it is that this life is unfolding for you. And also honoring the mixture of pleasure and pain that makes up a life, that is inherent in life. And cultivating compassion, just honoring that journey. Compassion for the challenges as they arise. Compassion for the joys that will also arise and pass. Noticing that all of this combines into a motivating force. Motivating force for us to continue to grow and explore, to seek knowledge, to expand into greater potential. And to know ourselves in new ways, which then allows us to know the world in new ways. So 2 more deep breaths here. Gently fluttering the eyes open, gazing gently at the floor and just noticing the colors and the light around you. hands on your legs and begin to circle the ribs. And we'll start in kind of a slow, small circle. Noticing sensation that might arise. And then begin to make the circle bigger. Noticing the head might want to go opposite of the ribs. The cyclical nature of our existence, the cycles that we might travel in, the cycles of the seasons, the cycles of the days. And as you reverse the direction of this circling, tuning in to the gift of being able to journey through all of these cycles. Even the challenging ones. Maybe it's this season, winter can be challenging for a lot of us. But we know that spring is coming. And then summer. One more circle here. And coming back to center. From here, we're going to make our way to hands and knees. And I invite you to stretch out your blanket here. So placing the blanket underneath the knees for a little extra padding. Hands underneath the shoulders with the fingers spread really wide. And pressing down through the base of the index finger and the thumb. You release the wrists here. Take an inhale. Exhale, round the spine, gazing towards the belly button. Inhale, tilt the pelvis, let the motion slide up the spine, belly drops, head lifts. So moving here, a little flow through the spine with the breath. And see if you can cultivate some compassion for what you notice in your body. Maybe also for what you notice in your mind. As you're moving here. In my experience, compassion really invites in a little spaciousness, a little ease around whatever is showing up. And an invitation to notice what is going well, what is working. 2 more rounds here of cat and cow. And coming to a cow pose, curl the toes under and press back to a down dog, bending one knee deeply and then the other, stretching through the backs of the legs. You might twist your body a little side to side. Nice, and then coming back down to hands and knees And press back to a child's pose. Feeling the melting of the heart towards the earth. A little bowing in gratitude for this journey. The opportunity in this moment to cultivate more compassion. With your next inhale, pulling forward to hands and knees again. And we're going to extend the right leg out here. And if you would like, you can extend the left arm. If that feels like too much, keep the left hand on the floor. So we're balancing here, and I'd like you to bring to mind somebody that you might be struggling with in your life right now. Might be some tension around that relationship. And see if, as we move here in just a moment, if you can invite in a little compassion, a little spaciousness, a little acceptance around the experience for yourself and also around the experience with that person for them. Take an inhale, lifting the arm and the leg. Exhale, elbow and knee together. Coming in. Inhale, extending out. Exhale in. Oh, Bosco might be barking now. Inhale, extending out. What are you barking at? Exhale in. 2 more. Nice. And then extending back out, and we're just gonna pulse up and down, arm and leg. Just notice what sensation comes in. And then releasing down to the floor, curling the toes under, press back, down dog, walking out your dog, moving in whatever way feels good to you here. And then coming back down, pressing child's pose, relaxing here. With your next inhale, pulling forward, and we'll extend the left leg back behind us. And if you would like, the right arm, but if that feels like too much, keep the right hand on the floor. So on this side, let's bring to mind somebody that we might feel like life is really easy for, but maybe that cultivates a lack of drive in them or a lack of seeking, kind of a complacency. And bringing to mind our own maybe judgment, assessment of the situation, as well as the life that that person is living, and sending compassion to it all. So inhaling, exhaling, bringing the knee in. This invitation might also be an acknowledgement of our own jealousy, like frustration that things aren't the way for us that they are for somebody else. Just noticing, breathing in compassion, breathing out, allowing one more. extending out. And then we're gonna extend and pulse. Feel your core engage here, your glutes, your shoulder. And then releasing hand and leg down to the floor, curling the toes under, press back, down dog. Maybe finding stillness here. Breath. Some emotional discomfort is coming in as well. Notice if there can be some space around that, some compassion, or feeling what feelings are arising. Coming forward, dropping the knees down, pressing back, child's pose. Take a breath here. And then another inhale. And as you exhale, walk your hands off the right side of your mat, keeping your head between your arms, getting a nice stretch through the whole left side of your body. Nice expansive breath here. With your next inhale, walking your hands back to center, and as you exhale, walk your hands off the left side of the mat, sinking back through the right hip. Sending breath to the expansion through the whole right side of the body. Relaxing the jaw. With your next inhale, walking your hands back to center, sinking into child's pose. And with your next inhale, dragging your hands back in towards your knees, coming to sit up on your heels or towards your heels, depending on your availability. You might be up on your knees. We're going to interlace the hands behind the back and roll the shoulders. Inhale, lift the arms. So just feel the opening that this brings in, the opening of the heart, the opening of the hunching of the shoulders forward that might feel like a protective stance for us. So take an inhale here, lifting the gaze up. And as you exhale, come forward. We're going to lift the hips up as we touch the head down to the floor and then roll onto the top of the head. And the arms come any little bit more towards the head. This is rabbit pose. This is nice for releasing the sinuses. Top of the head, marma point, getting pressure here. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to sit back onto the heels, or you're welcome to be up in a high kneeling position too. Lifting the arms. And then releasing the hands. And we're just going to swing side to side here. Letting the arms release. And then we're going to do that Whole thing one more time. All right, and then interlacing the hands behind the back, rolling the shoulders. Inhale, lift arms, and we gaze. Keep the belly pulled in though, we're not overarching the low back. Couple deep breaths here, feeling the expansion. You might notice if the neck is craning forward. See if you can really pull it back. One more inhale. And exhale, coming forward, touching down with the head, rolling onto the top of the head, and then extending the arms towards the head any little bit more. Deep breaths here. Feeling the tension that we bring to our relationship with ourselves, draining out of the head, softening, softening. Inviting in compassion. One more breath here. And then sitting back down. Releasing the arms and swinging side to side again. Maybe coming up to a high kneeling position. Excellent. So from here, let's curl the toes under and rock backwards into a balancing squat. So we're up on the balls of the feet. If this isn't available for you, you can come up a little bit higher with the hips. See if you can stay on the balls of the feet though. Finding a focal point on the floor in front of you. And if you feel balanced enough here, try lifting your hands up, bringing them to your heart. And lengthening the spine, balancing on the balls of the feet. Cultivating compassion and ease around whatever your experience is in this moment. And then with your next inhale, I'm going to try to stay up on the balls of the feet and press up towards the sky. Reaching up. Yay! And then exhale, release the arms. Oh, basto. No. Hold on. That's just Chris. He's just walking. Shush. Okay, so we just reached up to the sky. Yay! Bosco's gonna come join us now. So now we're gonna step, hey buddy. Now we're gonna step wide on the mat here. So nice wide stance. Yay! We're gonna come to a 5-pointed star and expanding out here. So when we bring in compassion, we can bring in a little more expansion into like, yes, human experience. There's pain, there's joy, all of it. Noticing what sensation you feel here as you spread out into your 5-pointed star. So we're going to do a little standing flow here. Take an inhale. As you exhale, twist to your right, bringing both arms around. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twisting left. Inhale, center, lifting both arms up. Exhale, bend the knees and bring the arms through the legs, folding forward. Stay in this nice wide squat. Inhale, lifting the arms up. And we're gonna do some bellows breath, a little energizing here. So exhale, gentle fists. We're gonna forcefully breathe out the nose and whack the upper arms against the ribs. Try to keep the knees moving out. Here we go. Two more. Inhale up, coming back to that 5-pointed star. Try smiling, take a breath. And we'll do that flow again. Inhale, exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twisting left. Inhale, center, lifting the arms up. Bend the knees deeply, folding forward, reaching through the legs. That nice wide stance, bringing the arms up. And we'll do our bellows breath. Check in with your stance of your legs, really opening the knees here. Two more. Inhale up, expanding into 5-pointed star. Exhale here, take a deep breath, bring a smile to your face. We'll do one more round. Inhale, exhale, twisting right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twisting left. Inhale, center, lifting the arms up. Exhale, hinging forward. Deep bend in the knees, reaching back. Coming up, keeping that nice stance with the legs. And bellows breath as you're ready. Two more. Inhale, lifting up, expanding 5-pointed star. Exhale here, take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring your arms forward and give yourself a hug, crossing one arm on top of the other in front of you. And just feeling the gratitude for this life journey, the challenges that help you grow, the unexpected things that can be joyful or heartbreaking, the blessings, the little gifts, the big miraculous experiences of our lives. We all have all of these things. We can bring in compassion for our life journey, a little squeeze, and then releasing here. Bringing the legs in to stand a little wider than hip width apart. Bring the hands to the hips. Take some big hip circles here. And going back the other way. Cultivating that Ujjayi breath. Wonderful. Letting the arms hang by the sides and swinging side to side here. And then bringing your hands up to 2 fingers on each side of the ears. And we're going to press in here, just a little self-massage, pulling down through the neck, through the collarbone, and little massaging under the collarbone. Do that a couple more times. Massaging around the ears, pulling down through the jaw, sides of the neck, down. Releasing tension one more time, compassion for all that we hold in our heads, in our necks, And give ourselves a little squeezius, trapezius, the shoulders. A little heart rub. Then we'll come down onto our backs on the mat. Hugging your knees into your chest. When you get there, rocking a little side to side. Nice, and then we're gonna let both knees fall all the way over to the right, coming into a twist, stretching the left arm out from the shoulder, right hand on the left knee or thigh, and sinking into this twist here. Let's take 2 letting go breaths. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. With your next inhale, unwind. Come back to center. Rock a little side to side. And then let the legs drop all the way over to the left. Left hand to right knee or thigh. Right arm stretching out from the shoulder. What can you soften, relax, and release here? Deep breaths. And let's take 2 letting go breaths. Your next inhale, unwind, come back to center, rock a little side to side, realigning, and then let the knees come away from each other, reach through the inside of the knees, grabbing onto the outside of the feet or the ankles for happy baby pose. You can rock a little side to side here. That feels good to you, really pulling down with the hands. So you feel those femur bones pressing into the hip sockets, very grounding, softening, reassuring energy. If there's any final poses you would like to find before coming to Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, stretching out long on your back, setting yourself up well. Sliding shoulder blades down the back. Arms resting by the sides. If your low back feels really tight, feel free to bend your knees and keep your feet on the floor. Closing the eyes, softening the eyeballs in their sockets, releasing the jaw. Letting yourself sink into a place of deep compassion. Compassion that flows towards yourself as well as out into the world. compassion even for the hum of the refrigerator. Bringing your awareness back to the surface of your body. Begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. As you're ready, bend one knee and then the other, placing your feet on the floor. And come to rest over on your right side. Taking a breath here. And keeping your eyes closed and your attention internal, gently press your way up to find a seat. Sitting with your eyes closed, allow these words to wash over you. This is from Sharon Salzberg's book, Loving Kindness, The Revolutionary Art of Happiness. How do we put compassion into action in our lives? The Buddha gave us a teaching known as the precious human birth, in which he described how rare and precious it is to take birth as a human in the vast cosmological scheme, and how, as a human, it is so rare and precious to experience just the right mixture of pleasure and pain, to undertake deep spiritual inquiry. If there is too much pain in our lives, then we are overcome, perhaps needing to concentrate solely on how to survive each day. If there is too much pleasure, then we may get lazy and not have the motivating spark to look for meaning in our life. This teaching fosters compassion in two ways. First, we can commit ourselves to creating for all others the kind of environment in which there is space and time enough for a spiritual opening, so that people can live according to the knowledge that they will die, and find the truth which goes beyond this body and mind, which does not die. Second, if we see people, no matter what their worldly circumstances, squander the precious opportunity for awakening in this brief human life, we can be moved to compassion for them. Living with this awareness, every aspect of our lives can be an opportunity for compassion. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs in to feel your heartbeat, your personal pulse. And take a deep breath of gratitude, sending that gratitude from your heart out to all the cells in your being. I thank you all for joining me for practice today. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.